Okay, we are walking through the alphabet up to the letter H, and it is humility and the fear of the Lord bring wealth, honor, and life. I got a lot to share with you. Stick around. So hey guys, my name is Jeff. I'm a Christian evangelist and I provide content here on YouTube to help people come to a relationship with Jesus and know God better and to live that out in their life and their daily walk. So if you haven't already, I'd be happy to have you subscribe. Would be great to provide you content to help you know Jesus better and live it out in your life. Hit the subscribe button. I try to post content about twice a week. So one of the things I do is walk through the alphabet, providing quick scripture to help keep God and walk with Christ in the top of your mind and apply it in your daily lives with up to the letter H. And it is, again, humility and the fear of the Lord bring wealth, honor, and life. Now, I got to tell you, in planning for this video yesterday, I spent all day, one full day, trying to keep humility in the top of my mind, and I am completely embarrassed to say 4 different times it came up where I almost lost it. It was twice with my wife, Cindy, once with my mom, and once with a waitress. But thank God I was able to catch it. I saw it coming, and I used self-control. I talk about that a lot with spirit, fruit of the Spirit, and patience, and then I was able to catch myself and pursue the conversation with more kindness and gentleness. So I want to take the second part of this verse. It's Proverbs. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. It's Proverbs 22:4. Take the second part of this first because there can be some confusion about that this produces wealth, honor, and life. Now, this is in the spiritual sense. Now, God might bless you with material wealth and life and honor, and that's great. But this is not what this is talking about. This is spiritual. For the word wealth, for instance, you've heard a wealth of knowledge or a wealth of information. Well, in Jesus and in God, when we live out our life and put these scriptures into practice, we develop a wealth of spiritual things, divine things like kindness and peace and joy and meaning and all of those things. So that's what he's talking about. And also life. Jesus said, I came to give them life and to give it more abundantly. And that's what he's talking about, that when we use humility and the fear of God in our lives, it will create in us a wealth of life and an abundance of life, wealth, honor, and life. So that's what that's talking about. So that brings us to the first part of this proverb, and that is humility and the fear of the Lord. I want to focus on the humility part of this. That's our word for this time. Now, humility can be defined as marked by meekness or modesty, not arrogant or prideful. Now, the word meek has got a kind of a misunderstanding. I think a lot of people will think of meek as being weak or timid. It is certainly anything but that. In the ancient Greek language, it was really tough to put one word on this, but basically it was not passive or easily pushed around. The main idea was strength under control, and like a stallion, like a horse, a powerful horse that's running wild, but you're able to tame that horse and put that strength into constructive action, that strength under control. To be meek means to show a willingness to submit and work under proper authority. So you and I have been given gifts, we've been given interests in certain ways that we are good at, and God has given us those. That's the strength. But being under control is that we submit to God's headship and God's lordship, and we want to do God's will in our life. And so we put our strength into God's work and for His glory. So those are all the things He wants for our lives, that peace and that meaning and that patience and all of those things. So your strength under control is meekness. So humility and the fear of the Lord is strength under control. You're taking your strengths and controlling them for the glory of God. One of the things that I realized as a result of yesterday's experiences was that we are much better received when we come across with humility. And I receive people when I sense they're humble too. One of my favorite scriptures is that God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. And I think people are the same way. People will oppose the proud and give grace to the humble. I know I do. When I come across somebody that I kind of sense as being arrogant or prideful, my defenses go up. I'm just kind of oppose them. But when I encounter somebody that I kind of sense as being humble, I feel much more warmth to them, and I'm much more open to receiving them. And I think I feel the same when I'm talking with other people. When I sense myself being kind of prideful and my ego is being too strong, I kind of sense that things aren't going well. But when I use humility and I'm kind in my conversation, the conversation just goes much more better. So I think that is something we can really keep in mind. It's to our advantage. We think that we have to be so forceful and dynamic in our conversation, and I think it just works the opposite. When you are kind but bold in your conversation, but truthful, but gentle and kind and humble in your conversation and encounters with people, that's where the strength is. It's kind of the opposite of what the world thinks it is, but that's where the strength is, in gentleness and kindness. That's where the strength is. So, okay, I have this challenge for you. Spend all day tomorrow, one full day, keeping humility in the top of your mind. Look for those opportunities when you might fall out of humility, where your pride or your fear might get in the way. And then when those happen, if they do happen, call on the fruit of the Spirit, self-control, bring in patience and peace, and then find a way to respond in a more loving and kind way. Okay, so hey, that's it. Next time we're going to be talking about integrity. The man of integrity walks securely, but he who takes crooked paths will be found out. Hey, if you enjoy this content, I would love to continue providing it. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Make sure to hit the alert button so you get alerted to when I post. And until then, God bless you, and we will see you then.